ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 हरे कृष्ण। So आप सबका welcome for this special session in our Friday classes. Usually we discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, but because we had this nice trip to Braj to celebrate Holi, and I thought we'll discuss some of the pastimes of Holi. So what is your understanding? Why do we celebrate Holi? हाँ
होली का जो जली
हाँ हाँ करेक्ट। सो जो प्रहलाद महाराज भगवान विष्णु के बड़े भक्त थे। सो द स्टोरी गोज लाइक दिस दैट इवन बिफोर प्रहलाद महाराज वॉज बॉर्न, Hiranyakashipu's brother Hiranyaksh, he was killed by Varahadev. So Hiranyaksh became very angry. He said, I will avenge my brother's death. Hiranyakashipu became very angry and he said, I will avenge my brother's death. So he went to perform austerities to please Lord Brahma. And he wanted a benediction that I will become immortal. So eventually Brahma appears and he says, even I am not immortal. We have discussed creation. Brahma appears from the navel of Shri Vishnu, and then at the end of dissolution he goes back. His lifespan is limited. He lives only for 100 years of his celestial years. So Brahma is not eternal. So he says, how can I give you that benediction? You ask something else. So Hiranyakashipu, he used his mind. He used his intelligence. He said, I cannot be killed by man or animal. I cannot be killed on earth or in sky. I cannot be killed in day or night. I cannot be killed by any weapons. I cannot be killed inside house, outside house. So whatever he could think of, he got the benediction. So he became very powerful. And then his son became a devotee. So when Hiranyakashipu was doing austerities, his wife Kadru, what's her name? I forget her name.
Okay.
So his wife was pregnant at the time. Kayadu, his wife Kayadu was pregnant at the time. So when Hiranyakashipu went to do austerities, Indra attacked his kingdom and he wanted to kill Kayadu because he thought the son of a demon will also be demon. So if I kill the wife and the son, then there is no dynasty left for him. But Narad Muni appears and he says that this son is very special. He will become a devotee of the Lord. And he will become the cause of the death of Hiranyakashipu. So, his father. So don't kill him. So Narad Muni offered that I will take Kayadu to my ashram. So Indra agreed. Okay. Now we will read in 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that Narad Muni was cursed by Daksha, that you will never have a house. You cannot stay in one place. Okay, because Narad Muni, he preached to all the sons of Daksha and made them sannyasi. So Daksha became very angry and he said, okay, you will never have a place to live. So where did Narad Muni take Kayadu? He himself has no home. So where is his ashram? Now all the curses are nullified in Braj Bhumi. That is one of the benedictions of staying in Braj. that no curses work there. Okay. So if you go to Brajabhumi, all your curses are gone. Even Ashwathama, he was cursed by Krishna that you will suffer from leprosy. So he went to Brajabhumi, Ashwathama. He went to all the holy places, but nowhere his leprosy could be cured, and he was always suffering. So he went to Brajabhumi, because even though Krishna had wound up his pastimes, he and his holy dham are not different. Krishna, his name, his pastimes, his form, his holy abode, they are not different. So when you walk on Brajabhumi, you are actually walking on Krishna. So Ashwathama came in contact with Krishna in Brajabhumi. And he atoned for all his sins, and then his leprosy got cured. So that place is still present in Brajabhumi. That place is called Ashwathama ki Jhadi. The place, the forest where Ashwathama performed austerities. It is very close to Khadiravan.
Is that after the war?
After the war.
Okay.
Yes. After the war, after Krishna had wound up his pastimes. So that place is there in a place called Pipasavan near Khadiravan. And Ashwathama still guards that place. It is a very dense forest. If you go there, you will find that the whole, in Braj, a lot of construction has happened. But in that place,
Nothing.
it's all forest. You can go there, you can see thousands of monkeys there. Some sadhus, they live there. They make small huts, they live there. And Ashwathama guards that place, because that is one of the places where Radha Krishna performed Ras Leela. Okay, we'll hear that pastime of Ras Leela in Khadiravan. What is the connection there? So Ashwathama guards that place, and even now, if someone plucks a branch of the tree, then lot of difficulties happen in that person's life. So no one plucks any branch in that tree. Even the sadhus there, they will pick up some dry twigs from the ground, and they will light fire and cook prasadam. So Ashwathama had performed a lot of sinful activities. What was his sin? He killed the 5 sons of Pandav when they were sleeping. So he committed Bala Aparad. He committed Vaishnava Aparad because they were all devotees. And then he shot Brahmastra at the womb of Uttara.
Yeah.
So he wanted to commit abortion. So he had committed a lot of offenses, and therefore Krishna cursed him.
Yeah.
So no other holy place could deliver him, but Brajabhumi delivered him. Okay. So all the curses get nullified in this particular abode of the Lord. Very powerful. Okay. We went to Ashwathama's Jhadi on this occasion as well. So, Narad Muni, he actually has an ashram in Brajabhumi. His ashram is near Govardhan. If you do Govardhan Parikrama and start from Radha Kund, then after some distance, when you go towards Kusum Sarovar, his ashram is there on the left hand side. So he took Kayadu over there.
So
And-
you can see the ashram.
We have seen the ashram. Yeah. The place is still there. There is a kund over there called Narad Kund. And there are saintly persons, they still perform their bhajan over there. So that place is still there. And so Kayadu, she was not very interested in what Narad Muni was saying. She was very anxious about her husband. But Prahlad Maharaj in the womb, he heard about devotional service from Narad Muni. So as soon as he was born, he was into devotional service. And Hiranyakashipu did not like that. He said, you are chanting the names of my enemy. he killed your uncle and you are chanting his names. But Prahlad Maharaj was not deviated. So one day, so Hiranyakashipu tried various ways to kill Prahlad Maharaj. He threw him off the cliff. He sent a lot of soldiers to kill him. He fed him poison. Nothing happened. So then his sister, Holika, she gave a suggestion to Hiranyakashipu. She said, I also have a boon from Brahmaji, that I have been given this particular shawl, and wearing this shawl, fire will not affect me. So let me take Prahlad Maharaj with me in the fire, and I will ensure he gets burned. So Hiranyakashipu says, okay, go ahead. So Holika took Prahlad Maharaj with her into the fire. Prahlad Maharaj simply remembered the Supreme Lord, and it so happened that the chadar, the shawl of Holika, fell upon Prahlad. So Prahlad got saved, Holika got burnt. So that is how the festival of Holika Dahan started. Even now, the day before we play colors with Holi, people, they gather, they put this cow dung kande, gobar ke kande, and they make a hill, a small mound of these kandis, and they light it up, signifying this great event. So this time we actually went to a place called Phalen. Phalen is one of the villages in Braj. So couple of years ago when I had gone there, there is a temple of Prahlad Maharaj. See, all the devotees, all the holy places, all the rivers, they are there in Braj Bhumi. You name it, it's there in Braj Bhumi. Indra is there, all the demigods are there, Lord Shankar is there, Badrikashram is there, Kedarnath is there, Gaya is there, all holy places are there in Braj Bhumi. Not only of this planet, of all the universes, they are present in Braj Bhumi. So Prahlad Maharaj also has a place in Braj, in a village called Phalen. They have a beautiful temple there. There is a deity of Prahlad Maharaj. And the pujari there, couple of years ago, he told us that on the day of Holika Dahan, I actually walked through the fire. And he says, I do a lot of preparations for that. So for 6 weeks, the pujari is fasting. He takes only a little of food and some water. And he chants Prahlad Maharaj mantra, Narsimha mantra. And daily he does other rituals as well. So for 6 weeks he performs those austerities. And then he said, you come next year. I saw his videos on YouTube. So I said, okay, this year I will come. So we went there early in the morning. 2 a.m. we were in that place. 1 a.m. we started from where we were living in Vrindavan. 2 a.m. we reached there. And we could not get a place. It was packed with all the villagers there. There were various rooftops, all were full. So we had to stand. I got a place very close to this mound of the cow dung. And that mound was as big as this room, really quite high. And I was about 5 meters away, but when they lit the fire, we had to run behind.
You were 50 meters away.
The fire was really intense. So this Panda, this Brahman, what he did was, he did austerities, he took a bath in Prahlad Kund, he came out, and then he ran through the fire. And there were people shooting it with drones, and then he came out, only a few seconds, maybe 5-10 seconds. He came out unharmed, then he went to his home, and then we went there and took his darshan, took his blessings. And he told us a couple of years ago that previously his father was doing it, And then he started, and he said that as long as I don't have any injuries, I can carry on. But when I am not fit to do it, I will get a small burn somewhere. And Hare Krishna. And that indicates that the Lord does not want me to do the service. Then my child will do it.
Okay.
Like that. So Hare Krishna. So this is, so we witnessed that. And next year or whenever I go next, I will probably go at midnight.
So how long he been doing it? That means
He's been doing it for quite some years now.
Okay.
He's only in his late 30s, early 40s.
Oh, so young man.
Young man.
Oh, man.
So his
So he
videos,
took it over from his father at a young age.
yes. So his videos are there on YouTube. If you type Falen Ka Panda 2025, you can see all the drone footages. There were news.
Falen.
Falen. Falen. Falen Ka Panda.
Okay.
So we had some beautiful moments there. So, but next time if anyone goes there, they should go at midnight. Wait there for 4 hours. Then you can see from rooftop how he's actually going. Or Hare Krishna, or they do live videos as well. So you can see it on the big screen. So I will tell you why Holi is celebrated in Braj. So Holika Dahan we have discussed. Why do they celebrate Holi? So Holi actually celebrates the wedding of Radha and Krishna. So when Radha and Krishna get married, then the next day they celebrate Holi. And in Vrindavan, in Braj, Holi is not 1 day, 2 day festival. It goes on for weeks. We attended 11 days and we couldn't attend all the festivals. In every village there is a festival going on. And it's very beautiful. We attended some of the major ones. But if you are actually planning to attend Holi in Braj, you should give at least 2-3 weeks. Okay. So, on Vasant Panchami day, Lakshmi and Narayan got married. Supriya, do you know this? Lakshmi Narayan, they got married on the day of Vasant Panchami. So they got married on the day of Vasant Panchami. So, same day, Radha and Krishna get married. Now that is a pastime in itself, how Radha and Krishna get married. Different scriptures describe differently. Brahma Vaivarta Puran, Garga Samhita. Some scriptures describe they got married in Barsana, some say Nandagaon, in Vrindavan, in Bhandirvan. That is the most commonly accepted place, in Bhandirvan. There is a place where Lord Brahma tied the knot for Radha and Krishna. So, when Radha and Krishna get married, then Krishna comes with his wedding procession with the Barat from Nandagaon to Barsana. And when he comes with his wedding procession, then who wants to miss? No, everyone wants to join. So all the demigods, sages, rishis, anyone who is anyone in the universe, they come over there.
Okay. No invitation needed.
No invitation.
No RSVP, nothing.
Nothing, come. Krishna is getting married. Who will wait? Will you wait for invitation if you know Krishna is getting married? Everyone will gate crash and they will come. So, now the demigods, they cannot come directly in Braj. Because in Braj, even Krishna is not God. He is a cowherd boy. He's a cowherd boy.
Yeah.
So how in his marriage demigods can come as themselves? It will spoil the mood. Okay.
So,
Like we are having this informal class here. If the king comes dressed as a royalty, then we'll have to stop the class. We'll have to greet him. So if he has to attend, he has to come as some normal person like our Dilip Bhai. He has to come as one of us. So our all the demigods, they wanted to attend Krishna's wedding, but they had to do swang. Swang means they had to disguise themselves.
Disguise them.
So Brahmaji, he disguised himself as a Brahman, but he could not disguise his four heads. How will he disguise that? वो तो है ही, दिखेगा ही वो तो. So he came with his four heads, and all the Brijvasis, they started making fun of him. He said, "Who is this
With the forehead.
ugly person?" Okay. Four heads is not beautiful. If I come with four heads, it's not beautiful. You may be amazed at it, but I might get job in a circus with four heads. People will not appreciate. So he said, who is this ugly person? And how does his wife relate to him? How does she know which head to speak to? His married life must not be good. Okay, so they started making fun of him. And then Indra came. Indra came disguised as a mad person, someone who is mad, So mad people can gate crash anytime, no one objects to them. And he was making sound with his cheeks. I won't do it here. Indra. Indra was making sounds with his cheek. Put a finger in, like that. So Brijvasis were enjoying that. Okay. Shukdev Goswami, 16-year-old, he came naked as always. Okay, so he was also accepted. And then Lord Shankar, he came playing his damru. And Narad Muni, he also came as a madman, and he was rolling in the dust of Braj. So Maya Devi came as Putana. Okay. All right. So Maya Devi, she came as Putna because Maya Devi had, Putna had previously come when Krishna was a baby. So now she came as, now Maya Devi came as Putna, and she took up Narad Muni and breastfed. So like that, you can imagine the procession. Everyone is coming and all the Brijvasis are having a good time. And then Radha and Krishna, they get married. So next day, Krishna comes to Barsana to play Holi. So that is the day when they celebrate the color festival. So what happens, there are various pastimes related to Holi. How Radha and Krishna, they celebrate Holi. So even before that, I told you Holi is celebrated on Vasant Navami, the 9th day. On the 5th day, Vasant Panchami, when Lakshmi and Narayan got married, on that day, Krishna performs a particular pastime with the gopis. It is called the Jogiya pastime. Okay, what does he do? He dresses himself as a jogi, as a mendicant. Matted hair, and he wears the dress of a sadhu. And he comes to Barsana and he starts meditating. So all the gopis come and they see that, this sadhu is meditating. So they ask him, where have you come from? So Krishna keeps his eyes closed. And so the gopis think, he must be a really, nice, elevated sadhu. So what they do is, they go to Radharani and they say, some very advanced sadhu has come. You should come and take his darshan. So Radharani comes. So Radharani asks him that, where have you come from? So when Radharani comes, Krishna opens his eyes and he says, I came from the southern direction. So the gopis say, in the south of Barsana is Govardhan. So have you come from Govardhan hill? So he says, yes, I came from Govardhan hill. So Radharani says that this is very interesting because they can also come and listen to the stories. So Radharani says that you are a very unique yogi, because yogis, they usually apply ashes to their body. You have decorated your body with chandan paste. Yogis, they usually don't take care of themselves. You are nicely dressed, you've taken a bath. Okay. Yogis, they live in the forest. You are roaming here in our city. Okay. And I can see that yogis are very self-controlled. Come sit here, Haridev. I'm telling some stories about Krishna. So, yogis, they are very self-controlled. But I can see that you are looking at all the girls. Okay, so what's going on? So Krishna says, you girls, you don't respect yogis. I'm going away. So he goes away. So all the gopis have a good laugh because they recognize that this is Krishna. In Garga Samhita, there is a similar pastime, Jogya pastime, where Krishna is sitting as a yogi, and the gopis ask him that, do you know any mantra? So yogi Krishna says, yes, I know a lot of mantras. I know how to control someone. I know how to see the future. I can read someone's mind. You tell me, I have all the siddhis. So the gopis say, can you tell us what is in our mind? So Krishna says, I cannot tell it in public because it is very secret. You will be embarrassed if I tell you. So the gopis say, don't tell. Because who is in gopis' mind? Krishna. And the gopis are married or whatever. So they say, okay, don't tell. So Krishna says, okay, ask something else. So the gopis say that whoever is in our mind, can you produce him before us? So Krishna says, the yogi says, I can do that, but after doing that, I will disappear. So the gopis say, okay. So Krishna says, okay, close your eyes. So they all close their eyes. So Krishna transforms himself into his original self. And then when the gopis open their eyes, they see Krishna before them. So they are all very happy. And they praise the yogi that, he was very advanced. Like that. So Krishna has very loving pastimes with the gopis. So this happens on Vasant Panchami. Then on the day of Ashtami, the 8th day, this tradition is going on for 5,000 years. Okay. The holy pastimes which I am describing now, they are going on for 5,000 years. They still maintain the tradition. Even today, no girl is married from Barsana to a boy in Nandagaon. They say that we married Radharani, she is our only daughter, and Krishna is our only son-in-law. So they still, after 5,000 years, they don't marry their girl to a boy in Nandagaon. So sometimes people say, what is the proof that Krishna existed? So if Krishna did not exist, why do they still have this tradition running 5,000 years ago? So on the day of Ashtami, there is the Pandey Leela, where Brahman, he comes from Nandagaon to Barsana with the invitation that we will celebrate Holi. So, but when he comes to Barsana, all the Brijwasis, they color him. They throw colors at him, they drench him with water. He is fully drenched. So on this particular occasion when he came, then Radharani became very merciful. She said that, no, you come, gave him nice dresses, and Kirtida Maharani, mother of Radharani, gave him nice prasadam to eat. Vrishbhanu Maharaj gave him nice gifts and honored him very well. So he became very happy. And then after giving the invitation, he goes back to Nandagaon. So that tradition still goes on in Braj. Every evening when the Holi festival starts, they have a Samaj Gan in Barsana and also Nandagaon. So sometimes the Brahmanas from Nandagaon, they come and they sit on one side, and on opposite side, the Brahmanas from Barsana, they come. And they keep a book in the middle and they sing various songs. Okay. I've seen that book, really thick, and it's all written in ink, and they read and they sing, they play with color, they give gifts to each other. This time I also got a gift. I got a chulvi, which I gave to Supriya, and they gave us sweets. So we all, it's like, two families who are getting married, who are getting connected. Yeah, the in-laws, that mood is still there. It's still palpable over there. So one of the things they do is they do Gari Gan. Gari or Gali means they abuse, and Gan means song. So the girl's side, from Radharani's side, these Brahmanas, they give abuses to the Brahmanas from the Nandagaon side. Okay. Now this tradition is not new. It happened in Radha Krishna Vivah. It happened in Mahadev Gauri Vivah. Okay. Mahadev also had to hear a lot of abuses. And it happened in Ram Sita Vivah also. Okay. What is the idea? That the girl's family, they give a lot of slangs to the boy. And they test, can the boy tolerate? Because in marriage, the husband has to tolerate. So if he cannot tolerate, then they think, oh, this groom is not worth my daughter. So they give a lot of bad words.
Prabhuji, in Rajasthan, this still gives to every group.
So this is a bona fide tradition. Okay. Now how do they give bad words to Krishna and his family? They say that you are black, you are like a crow. Okay. This a tradition of abusing the boy, the man in a loving relationship is there in Srimad Bhagavatam also. I'll give you some references you can read where gopis are chastising Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavatam in 10th canto 47.12 and 17, 10th canto 20.30, 10th canto 60.44, and even Daksha, he insults Lord Shiva. 4.2.12. Okay. So this is a tradition, boys, husbands, sorry, that is how it is. They also give gali for Krishna's parentage. They say that Krishna, you are black, and Yashoda is fair, Nand is fair. So Yashoda, how did you give birth to a black boy? They know very well that Yashoda's mom is dark in color. Okay, but you have to give some gali. So they give gali like that. It's very beautiful. I can recite some of the Brijwasi songs. I've got the book, but I thought it may be a bit difficult to understand Braj Bhasha. But a lot of beautiful songs are there, and the mood is of great joy. We used to go to all these evening festivals, and in the morning aarti, jam-packed. While going, lot of crowd. In the temple, lot of crowd. It's not for the faint-hearted. Okay, but thanks to the Brijwasis, I know some Brijwasis there. So on this particular occasion, Madhav Goswami, he called us inside the ropes, where they were doing the Gan. And he said, sit with us. That is a great honor to sit in Radharani's side. And then we got all the gifts. and we had great fun like that. So that happens on. So that is the Pandey Leela, and then it continues, and then on the day of Navami, Vasant Navami, on the 9th day, there is the Lathamar Holi in Barsana. So all the cowherd boys, they come from Nandagaon to the village of Radharani, to Barsana. Okay. Now, when Krishna first came to Barsana to celebrate Holi, Holi is in Madhurya Ras. It is a festival between lovers. Okay. So Krishna, he throws color, he throws flowers, he throws water with a pichkari, and the gopis also, they retaliate. But Krishna is not straightforward in his dealings. He just does not throw colors and he goes away. He always does some tricks. So when he came to play Holi on one occasion, then the first competition between the Gwals and the Gopis was to throw color. And you have to throw color such that the other party says enough, then they are lost. So this year, I could not believe this. The whole land of Barsana was covered in red color. They must have thrown, tons and tons and shipments of color. There was color in the air, color on the ground. My feet, they became all red. I could not take that color off for weeks. It was like that. Everywhere there is color. And red is the most prominent, but they also throw yellow, green, purple, blue, whatever color they can make of. The colors traditionally are made from sabudana, from arrowroot, yes. So they grind it, make it into fine powder, and then they put vegetable paints. So only that color can be put on the deities because it is edible. But nowadays they also use mud and other things, but they are not allowed in temples. There was color everywhere. They have guns, vacuum guns to throw colors. They have blowers. There's color everywhere. You cannot avoid color. Okay. So the first competition was to throw colors. But what Krishna did was, when he was getting defeated, he took his pichkari and sprayed it on Radharani. Now Radharani became very angry, because if you cheat in a game, it's not nice, and Radharani has a temper of her own. Radharani became very angry, and she said, "I am not playing with you. You are not playing it fair." So Krishna, the whole festival stopped. So all the gopis, they told Krishna, "What have you done?" So Krishna said, "I'm really sorry. I was getting defeated, so I started with pichkari." So they all go to Radharani and they say, Krishna is there, so much fun is there. Let's not stop the festivities. So Radharani says, "I knew he would cheat, so I was prepared for it. So when he blew pichkari, I put my left hand, and I did not get drenched in the color. But some color spots from the pichkari, they have landed on my face. So he needs to be punished for that offense." So Krishna says, "What is the offense?" So the biggest insult during Holi festival is, what is it?
Beaten by a girl.
Huh?
Beaten by a
by-
girl?
No. Is that they will put kajal on your eyes. Okay. And they don't put kajal like this. They put it on their hands. And they'll smear it all over. So Krishna said, okay, So Radharani, she applied, kajal all over Krishna's face, like that. So the holy festivities, they continue. They are playing colors, they are throwing water on each other. And one of the things, it is mentioned in Madhurya Rasas, that when the boy is naughty, the girl can beat him with a stick. Okay. So in Holi we found in Braj, I witnessed that. Girls are going on the street, boys are throwing colors at them. Okay. Or sometimes girls are furious, they come and they will tell you some real bad words. Okay. Or they'll show a stick. I saw that. It still happens. But when it comes to Radha and Krishna, the whole pastime is magnified. So over here, the gopis, they took up big sticks. Latha is not like a small stick, it is huge, heavy. And they beat Krishna and all the other cowherd boys with the stick. And the cowherd boys, they defended themselves with shields. So that tradition still goes on. Okay. Holi is actually played between Radha and Krishna and their friends. It's not played, with people like us. We do that, we imitate it. But in Braj, what happens is all the descendants of the Goswamis from Nandagaon, these boys come to Barsana and they dress themselves in traditional attire. They put a turban on their head and they get these shields with them. And all the gopis of Barsana, they come dressed in their best. Okay. They wear the costliest saris. Okay, like a dulhan, like a bride, they come dressed. They wear all ornaments. Okay, they put mehendi, like a proper bride they come. Okay, and they put their veil, and they come with all these latha. And in Barsana there is a place called Rangili Holi where this pastime happens. So the cowherd boys, they take darshan of Shriji, they come down the temple, they assemble in Rangili Holi, and that's where the gopis, they beat them with a stick with this latha and they shield them. And then they keep moving. So they go to various places. And then meanwhile everyone is throwing colors. But you can't throw color on them. Okay, you can't throw colors on the gopis or these cowherd boys. Okay, cowherd boys, they throw amongst themselves. They're all drenched, they're all in colors. But you don't throw it on the gopis. You can sit, you can watch, and some gopis were really fired up. One gopi was going down. And another gopi, she was jumping in the air and then beating him. Full force. And they were all enjoying. No one gets hurt. The shield is strong enough to protect them. And the gopis are also careful. They will beat in rhythm. They will ensure no one is getting. But that's the pastime,
So it's kind of a street theater.
It's
It's kind of street theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun, Holi is a lot of fun in Braj. Everyone is laughing. Suppose someone gets annoyed, you throw color at someone, they get annoyed. And if they shout, then everyone is humble. They'll say, sorry. We apologize. Move on. No one will, start an argument. I've seen one girl, one elderly man threw color at her. She became really furious. And then this elderly man was saying, sorry. So no one counter argues. I saw only 2 such occasions in 15 days where the girl shouted at someone, but the boys they said sorry and they moved on like that. So that's how they play the Holi in Latma. So in a loving relationship, the woman has a right to beat the lover. Okay, Pa? Okay. If the boy is mischievous, you can beat out of love. Okay. Or you can say some harsh words. Out of love. The idea is to increase love. The idea is not to insult, or the idea is not to hurt the other person, but out of love. Okay. So, like that. So they play Holi. Then next day, the festival takes place in Nandagaon. So first day in Radharani's village, next day in Nandagaon village. Because Nandagaon has also a lot of gopis where Krishna resides. So Krishna plays the Holi in Nandagaon. What does he do? Okay, we have time. So here, again the same thing. Krishna comes out and then the gopis, they beat him with stick. So we also went to see Nandagaon Holi. And in Nandagaon, Radharani is soft, she is sweet. But Sana Holi, you really enjoy. Nandagaon Holi, you have to be, really tolerant. Because there, the Brijwasi boys, they stand with buckets of water. They are not like, Pichkari is there, they'll drench you with buckets of water. Not just tap water, colored water. And little boys, they are so clever. So we were going in auto rickshaw, where there were speed brakes, they would stand there. When the auto rickshaw would stop. Okay. And then on the way to Nanda Bhavan, to the temple on top, they are standing in groups. There is no way you can avoid them. No way you can avoid them. You have to get drenched. So you get drenched and then you go upstairs. And upstairs is one of the most beautiful scenes you can imagine. So if you go on Google and type Nandagaon Holi, they will show you the Holi in the temple hall. So if you go to Nandagaon, the temple hall has Krishna Balaram, Yashodamai Nand Maharaj, Radharani and two friends of Krishna, Dhansuka Mansuka, or Shri Rama and Madhuloka. On the day of Holi, they bring Krishna and Balaram out into the courtyard. And all the temples, they shield the deities with plastic cover so that color does not go on them. So Krishna and Balaram, they are seeing the audience, and the audience is mad with colors. You will only breathe color. There is no oxygen there. Only color. Color going out, color going in. But everyone is dancing, everyone is happy, everyone is laughing. Some people were dancing in groups, and we saw one sadhu. He had some, neck beads, and he was a bit obese, and he was wearing a kurta chudidar, and he was dancing. He was covered in red color. I could not see his skin anywhere. Complete red color. But he was oblivious. People were throwing color at him, he is dancing. And then all others were dancing as well. So we stayed there for some time. We observed Nandagaon Holi. And then they have Lathamar Holi downstairs. So very beautiful pastime over there. Then Holi is celebrated in various other villages as well. So we went to, I've described the Holi we attended in Phalen. Then we attended Holi in Gokul, where Krishna was born. So in Gokul, they don't use latthar, they use small stick. It is called Chhadimar Holi. Okay. So there are stages, various stages, and they have, dance and all the functions which go on. And on one particular platform, they have Radha Krishna deity, and again, they are throwing colors everywhere. But there are some women, they take a small stick and they beat everyone. All over. So whenever they come with a stick, the whole crowd runs away. But you cannot avoid them. I got beaten twice with those sticks. Okay, there is no way you can avoid them. If you are a man, you will get beaten up. Okay. So it was really nice. It was real fun. And we attended the best. Sorry.
Do you have kind of a timetable there or?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that
So
this time is this.
yes, so there is a schedule
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm
on
saying.
this particular day,
Okay.
this village will have Holi.
Oh,
So I have a very good friend over there. So he gave me the
gave you
schedule.
the schedule.
Yes. So then we attended the best of all Holi.
Udanga.
Huh?
Udanga.
Hudanga. It's called Hudanga. Daoji ka Hudanga. There is a village in Braj called Baldev. And there is a deity of Balramji over there. So wherever pastimes of Balramji have happened, the Brijwasis over there are very proud. Why? Because yes, Krishna may be God, everyone worships him, but he is the younger brother. Balramji is elder brother. So because we are from the same village as Balramji, you know, we, बॉम्बे की भाषा में बोलते हैं हमारा वट है what means, you know, we've got some power, some influence, you know, we are special. So we went to Baldevji village. Now in Baldevji village there is a deity of Balramji, very ancient deity. Vajranath installed it 5,000 years ago. And his wife Revati is not standing besides him. She's, if Baldevji is here, Revati is on this at 90 degree on the side. There are two reasons for that. Because along with Balramji, in the same village resides his mother Rohiniji. So in front of mother-in-law, the daughter-in-law will not stand close to the husband. So they still follow that tradition. The other story is that Revati ji, she once became a bit annoyed with Balramji, as it happens between husband and wife. So Balramji said, the whole world, husbands, they go to pacify their wives. But I am not that kind of husband, so she can stay there. I'll be here. Okay. So that is another pastime which has taken place there. Now, I went to attend Holi in Braj only because some Brijwasis who are very affectionate towards me, they insisted I attend at least once in my lifetime. See, every year from 2002 onwards, for about 11 years, I was going to Barsana to do services in medical camp over there. And that camp used to be in February. March is Holi. So they used to always say, stay a few days more. I thought, Holi is not something we celebrate in ISKCON, and better to do services in the Holi Dham. But on this particular occasion, couple of years ago when I went, they all insisted, no, you have to see once. And this time, I could attend. So one particular Brijwasi, his name is Mahadev Pradhan. He is from Khadiravan. Where I mentioned Pipasavan is close by, Ashwatthama Jhadi. He is from Khadiravan. I know him since 2002. He has an amazing quality. Anyone approaches him for help, he will, leave everything and go and help them. And his particular attraction is to help the Brijwasis who have a health issue. So anyone has a health issue, he will take them, to Delhi, to Bombay, wherever. So when we were doing the iCamp service, he was, we came in close contact with him. Over the years, he has helped us in many ways. So he said that, so he made arrangements for us in Barsana, because my mom and Damodar Vilas Prabhu were there. They are elderly, so they could not, sustain the crowds. So he came all the way. There were roadblocks. He walked for 3 kilometers, and he came and he introduced me to one of the shopkeepers there. And he said that, allow them to stay on your terrace. So the shopkeeper said, the view from my terrace is not good. He took us to one of the places where they actually do latma. And he said, I'll speak to one of the neighbors. So then one of the neighbors allowed some of us to stand on the terrace. And there they could watch for nearly an hour. Okay. We were in the crowd. I think staying in the crowd is also good. You can feel the energy. And we could watch the Latmar Holi from like a feet away. So that was also good. So Mahadev Pradhan's sister is married in this village, Baldev. She is married to one of the priests of Baldev. So he said, you go early morning, take breakfast over there. And the sister's husband, he was so happy to have us. We were 7 of us, so happy to receive all of us. No, I think at that time we were only 5. Madhumataji and sister as well. So we were 5. Gave us, proper feast. He told us all the pastimes. He gave the sari of Revati. And he said, give it to your wife. So now Supriya has that set. And he said, whenever there is an auspicious function or a puja, you should wear it. He gave us the perfume which is offered to the Lord, the itra. So he gave us a little bit like that. Very nice. He took great care of us. And then another Brijwasi who helped us was Nanda Kishorji from Palso. So Palso has a very interesting story. Palso is near Govardhan. So when Krishna was leaving Braj along with Akrura, so the gopis, they asked him, when are you coming back? So he said, I'll come, मैं कल परसों आ जाऊंगा. So because he uttered the word Parso, in that place, that village is known as Palso. Yeah, so now they have changed the name to Palso. So and this village has 98% Brahmins. So one of these Brahman, Nanda Kishorji, we met him a couple of years ago, and we saw Ram Leela at his village. But on this occasion, he promised me that he will arrange everything. Okay, and he did that. He helped us in a lot of places. He was calling people, making arrangements for us. Now Nanda Kishorji, he has a kirtan team. Okay, we all sing kirtan, but I must say, our kirtan is nothing compared to what Brijwasis sing. They sing at top of their voice. They can be heard from a kilometer away, and they come with all their drums and So he said that in Dauji temple, we are invited every year to lead the kirtan. So they sing rasiyas. They are called Holi Rasiya. So they sing various songs glorifying the Holi festival. And they are all fun. Last few days we have been hearing rasiyas ourselves. One very famous rasiya is Aaj Biraj mein Holi hai rasiya. Okay. So he has a team. So he said we are invited and we will be on a platform. So Dauji village is square, and in the courtyard they play Holi. So he said we will be on a platform upstairs. So you come and you can see it from there. So we came there and we sat there. He made us sit in the VIP section. We were sitting with all ministers and police people. We all were getting Bisleri bottles for free. Really nicely. He took good care of us. And they were singing. And then he made some announcements also, from UK, Dr. Deen Bandhu has come, like that. So we had a nice reception. Now in Dauji Hudanga, again, it's celebrated only amongst the local Goswamis. All the other villagers' audience, you can watch, but you cannot participate. So other Holis, they are sweet, they are good. Hudanga is a class apart. you have to witness what is a Hudanga. So Hudanga, the story is that Balramji, he gets married to Revati, and Hudanga is his marriage celebration. Okay. Now, Krishna celebrates Holi in various villages with all the gopis. But when Balramji invites, the whole Braj comes. And we actually saw that. In Balramji's Hudanga, all the prominent sadhus of Braj, they had come. Sharananji Maharaj, everyone was there. And so Balramji, he invites everyone, all the cowherd boys comes. Krishna also comes. And Radharani comes with her Ashta Sakhis also. Now generally, Holi is not played with Jetha, with husband's elder brother. Okay. But on this particular occasion, in Dauji's Hudanga, Krishna plays Holi with all the gopis in front of Balramji. Okay. And Balramji is also playing Holi with Revati and other gopis, and all the cowherd boys are also playing. So how they do it nowadays is they have two poles which have pots and leaves, everything, and one represents Balramji, one represents Krishna, and they encircle the temple in the courtyard. And all the men, they come and they are throwing colors, and they come with buckets, they are throwing water. In Dauji Hudanga, they don't use artificial colors. They take the flowers of tesu and soak them in water, and they get deep yellow orange color. And all the gopis, they come, but not with sticks. Okay, so these cowherd boys are roaming. Now how will they beat them? What they do is they tear the clothes, they tear the shirts of these cowherd boys, they tear the kurta, and they're already drenched in water. And with that, they give them a lashing. And it goes on for at least 2 hours. We saw them. They are also laughing. Some men, they are not bothered. They are inciting the gopis, beat us more. And whilst they are beating, they are throwing more water on the gopis. It's really beautiful. And they are blowing color in the air. There are clouds of color. And it goes on till those poles come down. So eventually, these men, they get, severe beatings. Poles come down, and then they...
Prabhu, there is, you're muted, sorry.
Oh, sorry, Prabhu. Okay. All right. So then they get really beaten up, and then the gopis win. Okay. The whole courtyard is full of water, colors. And then when we were going, we also got some lashings. Okay. But Dauji Hudanga is the best. In Braj, they say that Kaisa hai desh nigoda, jag holi Braj hora. And I say that even on top of hora is Dauji's Hudanga. It's worth witnessing that. There are logistics to get there, because they put roadblocks to prevent traffic. Otherwise, the streets are small, the cars will just cause traffic jam. So there are blocks of about 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometers, like that. So you have to walk a bit. A lot of crowd is there, a lot of color is there in there. But once you are into it, you can imagine, what it must be like when Radha and Krishna would have played Holi. How beautiful it must have been. So there is another holy pastime in Manasarovar. Manasarovar is in Govardhan. Okay. So Manasi Ganga, Manasarovar, that pastime is there. So what happened there was, Krishna went to Manasarovar dressed as a gopi, and he made a deity of Radharani. And sitting in front of the deity, he started chanting the names of Radha. And he also made a small deity of Radha and hung it in his neck, in her neck, because she's a gopi there. And when Krishna chants Radha, tears come from his eyes, all ecstatic symptoms are there. So this form was first seen by Lalita Sakhi. So Lalita Sakhi, one of the friends of Radharani, she goes and she sees that who is this beautiful gopi, chanting the names of Krishna, chanting the names of Radha. And then sometimes this gopi would take a flute and play the flute as well. And from the flute, the names of Radha would come. So Lalita Sakhi is very impressed. She rushes to Radharani and she says, "You must see this gopi. This gopi has such intense love for you. She is chanting your names. She is playing the flute, and her flute is as good as what Krishna plays. You have to see her." So Radharani comes over there. So Radharani becomes very impressed and she says, "Lalita ji, I want to see this gopi." They go there and she sees that this gopi is dark in color, chanting Radharani's name. So Radharani becomes so happy, she gives her garland, her necklace to Lalita, saying that, "I'm so fortunate you introduced me to this gopi." And then she realizes that the gopi is actually Krishna.
How? How she did that?
Because looking at the form, she realizes this is Krishna. So then they play Holi, and the festival goes on till they reach Vamshivat in Vrindavan, and then they get married over there. So that is another pastime which has been described. Okay. We also went to some other places. We've got a few minutes. We went to some other places. One of the places we went to is called Brijwari or Bijwari. And I put a video over there. I lost my phone. So I asked Ram Nityanand Prabhu and Raghunath Prabhu to put up that video. So Bijwari, when Akrurji was taking Krishna to Mathura, then it is described that Akrura's heart was very hard. It was because he was taking Krishna away from all the gopis. To separate two people is not a good thing to do. So it is described that his heart was very hard at the time, and the gopis cursed him that you are not Akrura, you are Krura, you are cruel. And because of that curse, later on, Akrura became an accomplice in blaming Krishna for stealing Syamantak jewel. Okay, that was because of the curse of Gopi. So nearby this place, there is a temple of Akruraji. So we went to this place, there is a temple of Radha Krishna. When Krishna was leaving, the gopis were not allowing him to go. So he asked Yogamaya that put the gopis to sleep, otherwise they will never let me go. So Yogamaya, she caused gopis to sleep. And when the gopis woke up, they felt a thunderbolt hit their heart. And it is also described they actually saw a great bowl of fire or electricity over there. So that's why this place became known as Bijwari, electricity, because they were hit by a thunderbolt. Okay. This place is also where Krishna killed Bakasur. So when Krishna was killing Bakasur, all the demigods, they were trying to kill Bakasur to help Krishna. And Indra threw his thunderbolt at Bakasur. So that's why also it is called Bijwari. And then I told you there is a pastime of Ras Leela in Pipasavan connected to Khadiravan. So that pastime is also connected here. When Krishna took Radharani away from all the gopis, he came to this place. And Radharani was as effulgent as a thunderbolt as an electricity. So this place is called Bijwari, and then they went to Khadiravan to continue the Ras Leela pastime. So we went to Bijwari. Now this is the first time I went there. All I wanted to do was take darshan of Bijori Kund or Bijwari Kund, because I had read the pastime, so I thought I will go and offer my obeisances there. So there was a small temple, and these two sisters were living there. So one of the sisters, she was so simple and sweet and humble in her heart. You saw that video? So whenever I go to Braj, then I ask the local people to tell me the pastimes of that place, because they have stayed there, they have meditated on that pastime, they are serving the deities there, they have read the scriptures, so it's nice, and it's also not proper that we go with a group, we ignore them, and we start our own class. Not like that. So we go offer obeisances, and then we ask them, tell us the pastime of this place. And then when they have discussed the pastime, if I think something else needs to be said, then we go outside and we discuss that pastime. So we asked this Mataji that tell us about this place, and she told us this pastime with such intensity. We all had tears in our eyes. We could actually feel the pain of the gopis. She said, when Krishna left, it was a heartbreak for all the gopis. And she was saying in Braj Bhasha. And she said that when she was a child, she had no attraction for material life or home or getting married. So when she grew up a bit, she asked her parents that I want to leave home. And her guru said, okay, stay in Bijwari. So she said, I moved here. Initially there was nothing, it was all dark over here. But some days, some nights, I used to see like light over the Bijori Kund. And I used to always pray to Radha and Krishna here. And then over the years, people have made a temple for her and she can stay there. So we met very nice devotees over there. The time is almost about 12. I could go on narrating a lot of different pastimes we had in the place. So my realization from this particular trip was, Braj is a land of sweetness. Dilip Prabhu, Damodar Vilas Prabhu, he told once that this is a land of love. And for love, you need a soft heart, Komal Hriday. You need a Komal. So in Krishna, in Radha Krishna's pastime, sometimes Radharani becomes angry, sometimes she chastises Krishna, sometimes Krishna plays pranks on her and all the gopis. Sometimes Krishna is flirting with other gopis. Radharani becomes angry. Then Radharani gets Krishna married to Lalita Sakhi. And all the gopis are thinking, how to serve Krishna, how to make him happy. Krishna is also thinking about it. So that mood of love is still seen in Braj. We went to some places. We went to Dabara Gaon. And we were looking at the place where Krishna Shila is there, where Krishna used to sit on top of a hill and observe Radharani playing with dolls. So we went there, we were not sure exactly where to climb the hill. So this Brijwasi, he must have seen us from 200 meters away. He was working in his field. He came over and he said, come, I'll take you. He actually took us to the place, stayed with us all the while. Then he said, come to my home. You can have some roti sabji. I don't have much to offer you, but you can have whatever you want. And many Brijwasis said that why stay in hotels, stay with us. So we had a lot of beautiful pastimes. Do you want to hear some more pastime? Or shall we end here?
Yeah.
So I did not tell you the pastimes of Palso. I told you why it is named Palso. But that place has two great women over there. Okay. So one of them we met. She got married to a deity of Krishna. She was so attracted to Krishna, she said, I'll not marry anyone else. She got married to a deity of Krishna in Chitrakoot. So when the Brijwasis went to Chitrakoot and heard about her, they said, what are you doing here? Your sasural is in Braj. You should live in Braj, where Krishna resides. So they brought him to Braj. And we went there, and they have Holi festival in Palso as well. So she was sitting with her deity of Krishna, and she was sat, and in Braj they just don't throw colors and water. There is one Holi called Laddu Holi before Latma Holi. They throw laddus, they pack laddus in plastic and they throw at you. And in Man Mandir, they were throwing laddu, they were throwing plastic pichkari, they were throwing pens, they were throwing flowers, there is Fool Holi in Vrindavan, where they throw only flowers, like that. So the Holi is celebrated in a grand style. So this lady, she was throwing all laddu and flowers and various gifts. And what I liked about her, what I noticed is, she must have sat for 4 hours without moving her spine. She was in Sukhasan, and she did not move her spine at all. She was singing, she was throwing stuff, but perfect, still, erect posture. So I told Nand Kishore, I said, this is unusual. And he said she sits for hours together chanting the names of the Lord. And very well respected in that area. So I thought, really nice to have darshan of her. We spoke to her for some time. Then she gave me a book of Srimad Bhagavatam written by her Guru Maharaj. Like how Tulsidas ji wrote Ramcharitmanas in Doha.
Yeah.
So similarly,
Instead of
so her Guru also has written the whole Bhagavatam in Dohas. So she gave us that book. And she was asking, where is your wife? And we should have brought her. And we had great time over there. And there is another pastime connected to Palso. So you have to be a bit steady for this pastime, because a couple of years ago when I went to Palso, I had heard this pastime, but this time I heard in great detail. So in 1980, there was a lady living there called Hardei or Hardevi. Her husband was in her 40s at the time. She was slightly younger. And her husband developed some cancer or something, and he passed away. So Hardei, she decided that she will become sati. She will self-immolate herself, in the fire. So the news spread like wildfire. The villagers, they tried to stop her. She had a son at the time. I've met the son as well. He's now grown up. His son chants 64 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra every day. And he's a brahmachari. So she said, I'll become sati. So this news spread, and all the villagers were saying, you have got a son, why do you need to do that? And what she did was, when her husband passed away, she did not cry. She went to her room and she dressed herself as a bride. So when she came out, the women were cursing her, what are you doing? Are you mad? Your husband has died and you're dressing up. So then she said, I'm going to do sati. So then they realized what she is doing. So the news came to the police as well. Someone informed the police that this is happening. So this police officer came, and he was like, really heavy on her, saying, you can't do this, you're breaking the law, this, that. She did not say anything. So then this police officer called the lady superintendent from Mathura, and this lady officer came. And she was quite gentle. She said, you want to do sati, but before doing sati, so she had sat on the funeral pyre, with her husband's head and chest on her lap and the legs like this. So she was already on the funeral pyre. So this lady officer says, you have to come down and circumambulate the fire. You also have to take bath in river Ganga, or at least take a bath with Ganga water. You have to chant some mantras before you do all of that. So have you done it? So she said no. So he said then you have to do it. So she thought this officer was, on her side. But as soon as she came off the funeral pyre, they arrested her. And they took her to a mental health hospital. So in the hospital, they were trying to sedate her with medicines. And they gave her lots of medicine, she could not be sedated. So then she told the doctors that you may try to burn my husband's body, but the part of the body which I have touched, you won't be able to burn that. So they did exactly that. They burned the body, but the chest and the head could not be burned. And so they came back and they asked her, what do we do with that part of the body? So they said, you have to allow me to become sati. Then only it will burn. So they said, that we are not allowing. And the body will get decomposed. She said, no, it will not get decomposed. She said, if you insist, then you can immerse the body in Yamuna river. So they took the body to a place where there are a lot of fishes who eat. So they said if you throw an animal, they eat within minutes. But over there also none of the animals touched them. Eventually, that body went further downstream. Yeah. So then they said, okay, now we'll release Hardev. So Hardev came and she sat on that funeral pyre again. And what she did this time was, so this was big news, the villagers were always around her. She sat on a funeral pyre and fire came from her fingers. And she started lighting herself with that fire. And that fire was very cold. So some of the villagers, they ran in the whole village of Palsa and they said that, वो ठंडी अग्नि से जा रही हैं. Some villagers saying वो सूखी अग्नि से जा रही हैं. So some villagers, they brought ghee and they poured it on the funeral and she lit herself and she left the body. But in those 4 or 5 days, Nand Kishore was saying he was about 12 years of age, so he witnessed all of that. People have taken photographs. If you type Hardev Sati on Google, you can see her photographs and the newspaper articles from 1980. So he said a lot of miracles happened during that time. And he told me one specific incident. He said that there was a person who came to our village at that time. And he was not part of our village, he came from somewhere else. And what he was doing was, he was seeing what was going on and he wanted to talk to Sati. But Hardev was not speaking to anyone. So the villager said, she's not talking to anyone. So he said, okay, I'll wait for an opportunity. Now in those times, there were no hotels or anything like that. So sometimes he would do madhukari in that village. Sometimes he would go to Govardhan to get something and eat. So when Hardev set fire to herself, he came in the evening and he said, I missed talking to her. So the villagers said that, why did you want to talk to her? So he said, 5 years ago, my daughter committed suicide. And I was very shocked because there was no reason apparent to me why she would do that. So he started, praying sincerely that at least I should know the reason why she committed. So one day the daughter came to him in a dream. And she said, 5 years from now, there will be a sati in the village of Palso. and you ask her why I committed suicide. So he said, now I will never know the reason why that happened. And Nandkishore ji was saying, because of the presence of these two great personalities. So now they have made a temple of Sati. And I would ask you to look at the pictures. She is sitting straight and she's got that effulgence on her face. And, she looks very powerful. So Nandkishore ji was saying, because of the influence of these great women, in our village, we are neither poor nor rich. We always get what we need, and everyone, most of us are Brahmana, we take care of our rituals. We do some farming, and whenever they want a bhajan kirtan mandali in Braj, they invite us. We are considered the top like that. So we visited that place, we had food at the house of Nandkishore ji, and a lot of wonderful pastimes happen. So it's a bit, physically it is intense, a lot of traveling, and it's a bit tricky over there. But the experiences, the spiritual experiences are very intense. And when you come back, then you carry those impressions with you. You learn something. Like in our hometown in Malad, we worship Rani Sati. Supriya, she has worshipped Sati from her childhood in her village. But we were taught that satis are that practice is something which is not good. When you hear of these pastimes, you can see why in certain cases they became sati. Of course, you should not force someone, but it gives you a greater depth of understanding of why things happen. And then with Holi, it was really beautiful, really nice. It's color everywhere, everyone's enjoying, a lot of sweets everywhere, and everyone is nice. Crowds are there, but everyone is nice, everyone is helpful. I did not see one incident of where someone, touched a lady or, did anything nasty, nothing like that. Everyone is having a good time over there. So I would urge all of you, at least once in your lifetime, go to Braj, attend Holi. The local Brijwasis, they are there to support all of you. And you will experience, I personally experience that if this is what I'm seeing 5,000 years later on, sorry, what it must be, when Radha Krishna displayed these pastimes, and what it must be in the spiritual world when they have pastimes like this. It is described that the Rasa Leela pastime of the Lord started with color festival. All right. Thank you. Braj ki jai. Radha Krishna Holi Mahotsav ki jai. Gaur Premanand. Hare Krishna.